Hi, it's the second live stream. I've got a splitting headache, to be fair. Um, Good evening. Hi. 5 people watching this shit. Welcome to the second instalment. It was quite good earlier. The live stream earlier was very good, to be fair. Perhaps doing live streams in the daytime is the way forward. We shall see. Good evening, Trish and Nickling. Hi, wow. Yeah, it's just me. It's 9 o'clock, and it's a second instalment, and it's early doors, so I'm going to take my time. See who comes in or who doesn't come in. Will anyone join us, or will anyone not join us? We shall see. What we shall see. It was nice to see Ben earlier too, and Richie and Kevin. It was very much like old times. I had a hernia hop yesterday, so I have much time on my hands. Well, sorry to hear about your operation, Bob. Are you American, Bob? Or have I dreamt that? Ian can't beat the weed. Biddly bip. I've got a splitting fucking headache, kids. I don't mind admitting. Um, Glasgow, Coconut Bob is from Glasgow. Sorry, everybody. Yeah. How are we all? Are we well? Let's throw the link up and see what reprobates join us or not. In the background on the television, once again, it's pumping iron. I'm watching men in their underpants lift weights and flex the muscles. Do you know what? There's a gay undercurrent to this live stream. To be fair, we have Martin Redding, who dresses in women's clothes. Peter Boothroyd, who rails against gays so much that it's quite possible he is gay. And I actually think Arnold Schwarzenegger's chest in the 70s was very sexual, and I would like to have stroked his chest and felt his muscles in a purple Aki type scenario, but not in a sexual, just in admiration. Would it be wrong? Is it gay of another man to want to squeeze another man's muscles, but you don't get erect? That's the theme of tonight's show. It's not a show, is it? That's the theme of tonight's Lost at Sea. Good evening, Daz Williams. Good evening. Who's this now? What's Ian? Sorry, Ian. I'm not with it tonight. These die-hard girls are playing on me. They will do. Good evening, Ian. Are you well?
No, oh, sorry, one sec. Fucking
Ian, no, you should know by now, Ian.
fucking rookie mistake, that one.
Schoolboy error.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, we'll let you off. We'll let you off.
All's good, mate. All's good. How about you? How's your day been?
I've got, you know what? I've got such a splitting headache, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I'll be all right, but you know the show.
You got some painkillers or anything?
No, I'm gonna tough it out old school, and
yeah.
So what? You having a brew and a bit of smoke?
Yeah, beer, spliff, chill.
Hey,
you know it is, man. Just found out today, man. Do you know my little terrier, my son's dog, don't you? You seen him in it? Yeah, he's fucking got cancer. He's on his way out, man.
That's terrible, that.
I know. Well, good. I know people think it's only a dog. Would have been one point not too long ago. I'd have thought that, but it's not, is it?
You know, more dogs are getting cancer now than anything, aren't they? It's weird, isn't it?
A lot of them, we give them our food, don't we? We have the medications and everything, man. But I think our food, what we eat, it should tell us a lot. If dogs are getting cancer from our food, then I don't know. There's been a lot of things about what dogs actually get fed, what's in the meat. I think there was a thing with pedigree chum or some shit like that. I don't know. Go on anyway. Sorry, I'm not trying to think.
It's all right. It's fine, but yeah.
Thank you.
They're eating shit like we are, aren't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, innit? But hey, it's all good, man. It's all good, though. That's the thing, innit? He's had a nice life. That's the main thing. But I'm just letting you know, because then you know, like, if I go quiet and shit.
No worries. Big up my mate TV from Barrow-in-Furness. Hello, Eric Draven. It can't rain all. Just remember, Ian, in the words of Eric Draven, it can't rain all the time.
Yes, brilliant. Crow.
Brandon Lee, who strangely died in a film.
Yeah.
Who strangely was shot in a film, like his father. Very weird, that.
It's really weird. They both died in movies. Bruce Lee didn't get shot, I don't think. He died of an overdose.
Yeah, but it's weird how his son died.
Yeah. I believe so too, but there's got to be something behind it. But when people say it's just how it is, it's the look of life. Mad, innit? I always heard, right, that Bruce Lee never took any drugs, right, and then he died of half a paracetamol. And I always in my head, I'm like, bollocks, you can't die of half a paracetamol.
Oh, you know what? I was watching a Bruce Lee film the other night, actually, on the Fire Stick.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I remember the Bruce Lee films from the 80s and 70s, and they were dubbed with American actors' voices and stuff. And this wasn't.
Yeah.
It was Chinese voices with subtitles, and it just wasn't the same.
Yeah. I know, innit?
It just felt shit. I know it was more authentic, but it felt shit. It just didn't feel the same kind of thing. But I was trying to watch Fist of Fury the other night, you know what I mean? And
yeah. It's crazy, innit? Films we used to watch all the time, man. But we used to be other Bruce Lee L.I., isn't it? Remember? Is that Martin there on Sideways?
Why are you sideways? They put Napoleon. Why are you sideways?
I was thinking to turn my phone sideways, but
hang on. Okay.
Martin, you all right,
welcome. Tonight's show is people being shot and dogs were not so well. So that's what we're on about tonight.
I know. What have you got to add to that, innit?
You know what you actually look like? You look like some like 18th century Renaissance painting with that on.
One of them guys.
I thought I would extend my range of hats. So I'm sideways now, but you can see me. So I put an old pair of pants on my head and thought I'd look like Napoleon.
Thought someone was looking through your window for a minute, Jimmy. I've just realised it's a TV, innit?
Sorry, man.
No worries. So what we all been up to today, then? Anything?
Like I said, I've just been chilling. There's 37 people watching this shit. Good evening. Have I ignored anybody? Have I ignored anybody? I'll just check that out while you two. Right, what do we say? Tracy Nicklin wants to know why is Martin dressed as a nun?
So Tracy, it's not really a nun thing. It's because I always wear hats to cover up my scarcity of hair. I thought I remember the other night that Jim said he'd watched Napoleon, so I thought, how could I dress up this evening in a cheapskate way without buying a hat? And I couldn't find a Napoleon hat anywhere, or a pirate hat even, in this house, so I thought I'd put an old pair of pants on my head.
Okay, I hope that's explained it, Tracy. David Eves, good evening. John Hayworth, good evening. Andy Lomax, did I say hello to you? Well, I've said hello again. Hello, Andy Lomax is in. The gang's all here, in the words of It Ain't Half Hot Mum kind of thing.
Yeah.
Martin, the other day you was talking about being an Epicurean. Would you like to tell the plebs who Epicurus is and what he does?
Well, he was a Greek philosopher, and sort of once removed from the Stoicists. God, you call me Jim tonight because I'm a bit slippy.
Hang on, is it Stoicists or Stoicists? Or were you pissed?
Stoicist, okay. So it became Epicureanism. It became like associated with like hedonism because he said that you should do what you feel is right. But in reality, it was about moderation. So it wasn't about. So Epicureans, they lived like a frugal lifestyle. They liked walking outside, discussing the nature of the universe, how we should live, enjoying intellectual pleasures.
Is that like Socrates in Greek? And
avoiding being entangled in the complex, life of like the city people and all of the like we see now, like the media, what people think is important, which doesn't really kind of mean anything to the rest of us. So he was a materialist, but not in the sense that he wanted to kind of grab everything. He accepted that the small things mattered just as much as the larger things, and we're all caught up in like a constant motion, to go back like the Lion King, the circle of life,
Stoicism is a much harder philosophy, isn't it? I can't articulate the words, but they encourage you to make your life hard.
So no, Epicurus was not like that. He was basically saying the opposite of the way he was like, don't worry, don't forget about tomorrow, because we obviously have to think about what's going to happen and plan slightly ahead, but don't worry about dying or what's going to happen afterwards or what happens to your body or the soul. He kind of wasn't that spiritual. He believed that the soul didn't survive death, and therefore we shouldn't worry about death as it is and our life now and what's to come.
Marcus Aurelius used to sleep on apparently a bad bed. He was the emperor of Rome, but for his what is it called? Enforced hardship. It was something the Stoics did, where it was like one of them was Epicurus. No, Seneca used to have cold showers in. So
Seneca was he was Marcus Aurelius's kind of like teacher. I think. So Epicureanism, it's been misunderstood. It's like associated with having a good time, eating fine foods and that. But really, it's not. It's about say appreciating decent stuff in moderation. So rather than say for example getting pissed on fucking cheap wine or cheap lager every night, have it in moderation. Enjoy a fine wine or fine port and a mature cheese, like at the weekend, and like, you know, live the good life during the week, stuff like that, you know.
There's
And
there's some people in it, like you were saying, Jimmy, right, who make themselves uncomfortable, yeah, because they think that they'll have fresher thoughts. The thoughts will be more on top because they're uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And it just sounded like that's what you was on about. And
it's also to do with like having. So we talked a bit on here about loneliness, and it's like, so I think Epicurus will be satisfied with enjoying a bit of like cheese and wine and a smoke with some friends, rather than living the gourmet, you know, lifestyle like on a yacht. So he's been deeply misunderstood, you know. It's
I think I prefer stoicism, because I think when you should add elements to your life that make it a bit more unpleasant. Life shouldn't tell you about it, should it?
But yeah, you're missing the point. You're not deliberately trying to make your life worse. It's about like preaching a life of moderation, but not denying yourself. You don't even have the best of things, just something decent. If you're sharing it with somebody, you know, it's like friendship and dancing now and again, and just enjoying good company.
Dancing with girls. That's so it. So it is. They found a game in Epicurean.
I don't know, Jim. I've been watching The Wicker Man on BBC, so I think I'm a bit distorted with all of this stuff. I love that film. Anyway, it's a classic.
Catch up with the fucking chat. Sorry for swearing. I've just ruined the cultural element. We got Boris Shalagrave. Evening, Jimmy. Stephen Beatty's in. Good evening, Steve Beatty. Carrot and Esmeralda Tata. A new one. It was trolling Ben today. Good evening. Just Bob's in. Good evening.
Richie and Ben.
Just Bob's in. Good crack with Benny Boy and Richie this afternoon. Yeah, it was good. Biggest dick.
I enjoyed it, man. It was a nice chat, man. I enjoyed it. I was watching a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? From before I came on, and I enjoyed it.
Those quotes for TikTok. Martin, Martin, you sent me a picture of yourself dressed in a lipstick.
Oh God, look. So let's clear this up, okay? I have no desire to be a fucking woman, a transsexual, transvestite, mimic Eddie Izzard or fucking Sam Smith or any of those fucking bender cunts, okay? I thought it was amusing when I'd had a drink to put my sister's hat on and her like dressing gown and have a laugh. There you go.
Hey, can you not be homophobic in this forum, please? We're pro-trans now.
The thing is, I've been called gay all my life. Everyone's called me gay all my life. Hey, when I went to the gym, you know, oh, you've got muscles. You're wearing a red T-shirt and tight jeans. You must be a gay lord. Yes. My brother's gay, so he says you're gay, so you must be gay. You know, and you've only got a family to cover up your gayness, Martin. I've heard it all before. You know.
I need to ask you something. Okay, let's go for this.
I protest too much, I know. I love cock ice cream.
I'm sorry, what I'm going to ask you is not about you. I'm sorry to inform you, but the sun doesn't revolve around you. Thank you.
I know, well, you started it.
Anyway.
So I had to finish.
There was a revelation today that Ben said he thought Peter Boothroyd fancied him, and Peter Boothroyd invited Ben to London. What do you think about that? Do you think there's because Peter Boothroyd was so staunch about cock ice creams, and you think he actually protest? I can't fucking say it.
I always thought there was something funny about him.
Protest too much.
I always thought there was something a bit funny about.
I think that's absolute bullshit. The thing, what happens is you're a certain age, you're a young man in your 20s and everything like that, and you've had your first couple of girlfriends and stuff, and then then you start wising up. It gets a little bit harder. You can't just accept anyone, and it becomes more difficult. No, I'm not trying to be innuendo or any of that kind of stuff. Okay, it's just like, and you just see, to be honest. If you were an out and out, if you fancied men or whatever, it's much easier to get a partner. It really is, But it's not easy for young men who want a serious relationship with a woman to find somebody who they can get on with. But you know, it's not easy.
When was last time you found a man you fancied, mate?
A man? Sorry, did you say a man?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. What are you implying?
Just asking you a question. When was last time you found him? To be honest, man, you don't have to be gay to find people attractive.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, how many men watch porn, which I don't, and they get turned on by the guy rather than the woman? That's a really weird one. I don't. I think you can find men handsome and attractive without being sexually attracted to them. That would be my stick on that one.
You know
I've always known exactly who I am sexually. You can always do the waking up in the bed test. Would you want to wake up the next morning with a bloke or even like a fairly dodgy woman? Yeah, a fairly dodgy woman rather than a bloke.
I'd say I'd be happy waking up with a set of tits next to me, but not in that way, because nowadays, man, do you know what I mean? Each to their own, but I like original proper tits, me, man, didn't it? Nice.
Well, I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger had a really good chest in the 70s, but it would be hard to lean on. You couldn't snuggle into it. It would be like one of them shit villas.
So if I see a man, I might think he's attractive, or I'd be like as I've got older, might be envious, but I've never wanted to be sort of sexually. No, it's just not something. Well, I wouldn't know what to do, to be honest. I had all this stuff at a very early age. My very best friend James was gay. He told me, I was a bit shocked because he always used to get have girlfriends and I didn't more at the time. That's because they didn't find him so threatening. He wasn't staring at them and became friends, but it never kind of lasted. And then he said to me straight away, I was a bit shocked. He said, "Don't worry, he says you're not my type." I'm fairly easy when that goes on.
How gutted was you when he said that to you?
Good one. I actually said something very stupid, and I actually remember saying it was on his 21st birthday. And I remember saying "Oh, and I'm a transsexual, James," like that. And every time I saw him afterwards, we kind of split up a little bit afterwards because I felt not that I was worried about him being gay, but I felt he'd been lying to me for several years and hadn't confided in me, and I felt that a bit difficult to take. So I always used to make a big thing afterwards. And he said, "Where are you going, Martin?" And I would say, "I'm off to see my girlfriend." And he'd go, "Really?" It was always a thing between us for years.
Was that in your public school days, man? Yeah.
I didn't go to a public school.
Martin, the neutral Carrot and Esmeralda says, "Piffle, you've been bumming for England since your public school."
It's well, maybe Carrot can come on and do it, because I can actually, if I was a massive bum boy, I would actually be shouting it from the rooftops and I'd make a big thing about it, So I actually find the whole scene very funny. The reason I talk about it, I find it amusing. I find that whole 70s, 80s kind of men dressing up as women, Danny LaRue, Larry Grayson, Elaine Hot Mom, Les Dawson, Dick Emery. I find it amusing. I also find it amusing what happened to me during my term working for the government and being a grammar school. All that. I find it highly amusing and funny, and I like to talk about it for entertainment purposes. Okay, if I wanted to be bummed by people like you, Mr. Carrot, I wouldn't be on here talking this evening. I'd be on some fucking webcam porn channel. So you can fuck right off.
Ian, right, Ian, this is a delicate subject matter. I don't want to go
on.
If you don't know, you want to go on a bit.
1 minute, let me just have a beer.
You revealed
that
you had a bit of a dalliance with
it was like how Martin was just saying then, man. You have people all your life, man, and you know it, but that many people say it to you and you're like, do you know what I mean? So I tried it. Like, fuck that, man. I'm not having it bothering my life anymore. I'm just shutting my windows. I'm not having it bothering my life and everyone's saying that, man. If I try it, then I know for certain, innit? and I know for certain.
What age did this experience happen?
It was when I left Keighley, to be fair. So that would have been like 2011, 12.
Right.
Is what it is, man, innit? I'm just like I said, man.
You've tried it, haven't you? You know what I mean? If you didn't like
I come off his life, right, and I'm like, did I really say that? Did I really say that? And there's been times I really overthink it. I'm like, but I'm not bothered, man. I'm not bothered. It is what it is, man. It's just a part of life. It's like you were saying earlier about Ben. It's like you've got to live your life. Do you know what I mean? And that's it.
We don't
got
to,
exactly.
We've had everybody.
I'm thinking exactly like that already, Ian. I'm regretting coming on here tonight, saying all that, having an outburst against people. It's all just. I came on here to have a bit of a laugh, and now I've got angry. So.
But that's you.
Not angry.
That's you, and we love you for it. So stop overthinking and don't go. You're staying on with your hat on. You know,
you're just a passionate person. That's all, isn't it?
Don't back at you. Don't worry. I'm sure someone out there is looking for an evil nun that sounds like Cliff Richard.
No.
I think that's Lord Rothschild.
Probably, yeah.
That's the same kind of. Stage.
Seriously, Jimmy, man, I spent a lot of time doing that on when I had mine, before. They'll love it, mate. They'll do it even more if you like try and relate them to this person and that person. But I know you already know that.
I do think people who really like the carrot up the bottom are often the people who try to project their own desires onto other people. Yeah.
Oh, it always is. But that's the difference, you see. It's like they will never ever put the face on here. We are.
Exactly.
So they can say whatever they want on the keyboard,
you know what? I would like to go for a brew with Lord Rothschild or the persona behind him, because I think he's a very witty, intelligent fella.
Yeah.
You'll never know. I mean, but having said that, though, the mystique would be gone. Like when Davy Smith took his clown mask off, the mystique was gone, and you know what I mean. It's like when Kiss took the makeup off. It's like, all right.
I used to get people what would copy and paste whole paragraphs. I'm like, fuck you, blocked, man. If you want to say something, have a conversation about it. Don't just take up half the screen with a fucking comment we've already been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny, Ian, because I've done a bit of not trolling, but I've said some stupid things to Jim in the past, to Will and a few other people on here, and they've made videos, and I really regret it now, because when you make a comment, it's not the same as saying, you can't convey the nuance of inflections of the face and the smile and the grin. And in the down cheeks, and you can't do all that even with emojis, and it can be quite hurtful. I'm getting that back to me, aren't I? Really, I'm trying to joke around, but
every time I went on people's channels, man, I'd always show respect. Do you know what I mean? I'd never give a shit. Don't matter what they did, I'll just sit back and listen. Right? But anyway, I'll do that on my channel because that's what my channel's for. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the only person I've really trolled in the past was, I think, Barry Tickler, and that's because he was the person who coined the phrase "bug-eyed nonce" about 2.5 years ago, whenever it was. And he got a bit annoyed with me. I said I was trying to be constructive, and he said I wasn't. And no matter how many times I tell him his videos in his truck are great, he doesn't believe me anymore. He refuses to engage.
Martin, mate, we call everyone that because they know, when you call someone that, they're going to react to it, no matter what. What you need to do is just not react to it. I know hard, innit? Hard.
I watched this video with Sean Atwood on for my sins a few days ago, and he was on about, I think Death Reggie was on being called a nonce, and Sean Atwood said, don't worry, because the word nonce on the internet now is so heavily used, and it is. I mean, you remember back when we was doing regular live streams, everybody was a nonce. You're a nonce, he's a nonce. And it's in this kind of arena where we are, it's just kind of the word has lost its kind of.
It has here, Jim. But 2.5 years ago when I had that. For me, it was like it's a massive thing down here. It was literally like signposting that you were like a child molester, and I have to be honest, I really didn't get it at the time. I really just thought that was just like a really horrible insult.
Martin, you reacting to it and thinking about it and talking to people about it, that's what does it. I do it all the time. I still talk about, you search Can't Beat the Weed and look at them videos. Do you know what I mean? I still do that, man, because it's embedded, but we need to not do that and not show reactions, because that's what it's all about. That's all I want.
I can't help it though, Ian. I think it's all part of the fun. Me losing my rag and ranting and raving at people making comments about my sexuality. It's all part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah, but you coming off the live, right, and getting worried about what everyone around you is thinking and feeling, that's not what it's a part of. Do you know what I mean? It should be left there. But when you leave and you're overthinking things and you're like, wow, this and this and this, that's when it's, do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be that.
I mean, look at Jim. Do you know what I mean, Jimmy? He's giving it away. Look at Jim. He's got, all the time he's on here, he's got like Arnold Schwarzenegger lifting weights and pumping iron, like in the background. And what does that say about him, you know? I could make, you know.
I keep thinking someone's looking through his window. Go on.
You know what? To be fair, I mean, you can look at a man's physique in awe, but at no point watching this show have I had a semi on. To be fair.
If anything, it's ambition, isn't it? Ambition, yeah.
No, it's like it's taking me back to being 15 years old. I used to watch this film when I was 15 years old, and I wanted to be. It's a couple of funny stories, really. I mean, my dad saw me watching this, and
pumping iron in it.
Martin, yeah. My dad saw me watching this film when I was a kid. He said, do you know what? Get as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger? And I said, oh. He said, eat a full lettuce. So I told my mum to get me a lettuce from the supermarket or the fruit shop as they used to have then. And I ate the full lettuce and washed it down in water. Then I threw it all up in the garden because it was too much for me. And then I said to my dad, I want some protein powder, the Joe Weider's protein powder. It was later sued because it was just full of sugar. Anyway, and I said to my dad, can I have some of this protein powder? He goes, no, you'll end up in a wheelchair. Don't have stuff like that. It'll interfere with your body. And that was it. That was like Wigan in a way, like how simple Wigan folk were. You know what I mean? Like so I was scared of taking protein powder in case I lost a leg, I've got a twisted ankle or something.
It's mad, isn't it? I heard you earlier when you did live earlier before I came on. You said, "Oh, it might have been after," and you said, "Does anyone remember when it was on the club?" Is that?
Yeah, on the club.
I remember people saying that when I was younger.
Do you remember the term on the club?
Yeah. Sorry, it just came into my head then. That's all.
What does this mean? Jimmy's been around to Bunny Boy's granny house. Benny
Boy. What does that mean?
It means Benny Boy, don't it?
Now I wonder if Richie goes trolling people because them Bunny Boys, man, go around a lot.
No, it means Benny Boy. It means Benny Boy. Ben's living with his gran now and going to selling drugs apparently. While he plays PlayStation.
Fair dude, man.
Steve Beatty's got a comment. Think about it though, even women don't find Muslim. I think some women do find Muslim men attractive. A lot of women do. So now it's like a primal thing, isn't it, of the big hunter warrior thing.
Yeah, the biggest, they can protect me and that, innit?
And but you know what? If you're an insecure man with muscles, the last thing you want is a woman who's into bodybuilders because she's likely to be insecure and want protecting herself. And a lot of these bodybuilders, it's all a show. They're not tough men, and they usually were bullied at school, so they built this big kind of frame up.
That's what I was just gonna say, mate. Innit? They're all not confident at all because of the childhood, and we've got to a point, and they said, "Oh, stop bullying me when we do this, innit?" And
it's you know.
I would just like to add, whoever's in the mods who's like blocking Rich's comments about me, just let them go, okay? I really don't mind what he has to say about me, okay?
I can't see it. Who's blocking people, please? Without
Yeah, just let them go. If somebody wants to slag me off, let them go in the comments, and I can fight my own battles. I don't need mods to kind of like take them out. Okay. Richie and Ben, the flower pot men, the tune of Postman Pat.
It's like keeping the chat right, though, isn't it? That's how you do it. That's what moderators do. We take disruptive comments off, man, so it doesn't get people all upset, man. That's what moderators do.
But I don't mind. See, Ian, I don't mind. I can deal with people, okay? Richie and Ben, the bum boy man, early in the morning, you know?
I don't like it when moderators get too gung-ho.
I get you, though. I do get you.
I know it's like I hate them though. People who come on and go like, "Right, mods, you'd better get ready because there's going to be a war." Like you some fucking ting, telling your archers the fucking. It's fucking.
I mean, Richie has a thing about me wearing a hat. It's like the more you have a go at me wearing a hat, it's quite obvious. Okay, I have a shaved head. I've been on here. I don't really care. But it's just like the more you go on about it, the more I'm going to put pants on my head. I'm going to put flower pots on my head. I'm going to put baskets on my head. I'm going to dress up in a burqa just to fucking piss you off, Richie. And you're fucking like gang of six, whoever you are.
Full burqa, all face covered and lot.
Yeah, let's just talk about football while we slag Jim and Martin off, you know. Fuck off.
Fuck off, mate. In it, mate. In it, fucking mate. Tell them to fuck off, mate. What the fuck are you talking about, motherfucker?
It's quite an honour, though, to have a WhatsApp group dedicated to people who don't really like me. I'm not
absolutely. I mean, apparently, I'm a grass for talking to you, and yet Richie comes on here. It's not a grass. How do you work that one out? You know, I'm a grass because I talk to you. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
I love it when people hate a channel so much. All we do is talk about them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm glad I don't do lives, me, man. Apart from coming on yours, I'm just going to be putting videos on my channel, man. I'm pretty certain.
The other reason I wear pants on my head is because I can go out in the street tomorrow and no one's going to recognise me. Unfortunately, Jim, wherever you go in the country, people are going to recognise you. I can come to Wigan tomorrow and walk past your house and you probably wouldn't recognise me, you know?
No,
that's why I wear pants on my head.
You still haven't seen your head yet.
Hello, Richie. How you doing, man?
Not bad yourself.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Merry Christmas.
Easy, lad. You good?
Before one tick, everybody, I want to ask Martin. So if me and you had one of our vicious spats over WhatsApp and you live near me, would you come round my house kicking out?
I would have come round your house, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have done anything stupid. I'd have knocked on your door or something, and like we'd have like fucking thrown kisses at each other or something.
Fuck off! Open the door, you.
I'm not a violent person. The thing is, with any of you people on here, I would have come round your house, yeah, probably, and you'd have come round my place. We'd have had some. We'd have ended up laughing. We'd end up fucking, throwing.
It's one of them,
at each other.
Like, if you don't open your door, Jimmy, I will knock 2 more times and then I will leave.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had people who've like, tried to wreck my life before, and I've ended up like, just not even doing anything about it. I'm no longer a violent person unless they try to insinuate something which is not true against somebody I know, I guess. I don't mind what people say about me.
Is that a real YouTube name? Is that a real someone's name on YouTube about what Steve's put up? I bet it is, isn't it?
No, hang on. Best fuck off artist. No, Steve's actually calling Martin Sir Nonce a lot.
That's brilliant. Where's Richie gone? Where's Richie gone?
Come back, Richie. We want you. Richie, come back.
I did actually think you were referring to one of that group. When you said about like people like big guys going on TikTok and shitting on their pants and making videos of themselves. I actually thought you were referring to somebody from that group.
What's this group?
Sorry.
What's this about big men shitting in their pants?
No, you said a few weeks ago about like you were slagging off people who make TikTok videos about shitting in their pants, and then going on TikTok. No, I thought you were referring to some specific people. I've already lowered the tone tonight, Jim. I find that I've made it all very personal, and I've dragged it back about 2 years when you were. I felt you and Ian were doing so well earlier. I caught up with that one earlier.
Martin, stop overthinking. You're bringing it back to the golden era.
No, but I actually like you. The only time I really love listening, like on a rewind, is when you and Ian are talking about like deep, personal kind of issues to do with like depression, drugs, and loneliness. And actually, I find it quite inspiring. You're great peer support workers, far better than any of the kind of like quacks I've ever encountered. So I kind of like it, and I just trash it all down because I don't want to even consider that tonight. I don't want to consider my own fucking.
You're not trashing no down, though.
No,
Conversations change.
Please use this, Martin, as a cathartic platform to spew your bile.
I mean, this is basically my advert to get Pip. Yes. No. Do you deserve Pip? No. Well, look at this video I was playing on Saturday night. I'm wearing a pair of pants with a pen in my mouth, believing I'm Napoleon. How mad can you get? This is my pitch.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard to get that, man. Yeah, for mental health, it's so hard to get Pip, man. I had to tell him loads of stuff, all true, man. But do you know what I mean? And then at the end of it, I've got a big fucking paragraph and says all of this, but this is how it affects me. This is how it affects me, and this is how it affects me. Do you know what I mean? It's really hard, and if you get knocked back for it, appeal it, right? Because they knock back 70% of people automatically. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to appeal it, and it takes months and months and months.
Apparently, it's like driving tests where they have to fail so many.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's why you get people who've got fucking cancer not getting Pip because they fell in the parameters of what they fell into on that day.
Criteria.
Yeah, I'd say to be fair, I'm not applying for PIP, but and you're quite right though, Jim. So when my girlfriend was like in hospital, you can't tell them when you're severely ill.
Girlfriend, Martin? Have you really got a girlfriend?
No, this was back when I first came on the channel, and it's a long story, Ian. She's gone. Okay.
Go on. Sorry.
But what you can't do is when somebody's in hospital, they stop your benefits and you have to reapply. And so we had to make sure that they didn't know while she was like in hospital, for 6 months. We didn't tell them,
Right, it's over 6 weeks, isn't it? It's over
we didn't tell them, at all. But apparently, as I found out afterwards, that's wrong. We should have told them,
Yeah. Well, with hospital, man, it's all recorded. Do you know what I mean? When you go, I went abroad, man, I'm like, I'm not telling them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not telling them I'm leaving country. Fuck that.
Martin, I'm sorry, Ian.
No, mate, go on.
Just been struck by inspiration. If you should go for a medical to the job centre wearing that hat, full of sherry, and just walk in saying gas is free, and then just
You've got to go past them, man. You've got to go on ESA for 12 months, man.
The last time I accompanied someone to a PIP assessment, and I wrongly advised them, again, said girlfriend, and I said that I had said you need to tell them you find it difficult going to the toilet. She misinterpreted that. So every fucking 2 minutes, she got up and went to the loo, and on the assessment, they lowered her rating because they said she was capable of going to the toilet every 2 minutes. And then I was literally off my trolley at the time, and I raided the staff fridge and stole all of their. They had all these chocolate bars in the fridge that they were all like chilled, and I was going around handing them out to all the other people who were waiting in the queue and stuff like that. It was all madness. Nothing could be done about it. It was like.
To get on sick, to get on sick, it's a massive ordeal, and this is what I mean. It's not for the people. It takes so long. I mean, you've got to be actually on sick for 12 months before you can even attain. And that's only on the lowest rate of benefits as well. I mean, I was on £230 right a month, right, for like 14, 16 months or something. you know what I mean? I will proper on my ass, man. Head fucked, everything. Do you know what I mean? But this is why you've got to explain your situation. Can you walk? How can you walk more than 100 meters? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I had to explain, when I go out, I don't want to be out. So when I'm out, I've got to go where I'm going, straight back. Yeah, whether my legs hurt me, whether this hurts me, that's it. So when I come back in, I know.
The thing is, you have to stay in is you can only walk down to shops with a machete in your hand. That stops them
You
dead.
get sent to prison, no, mate. I'm not getting psych ward off, mate. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not.
I know. I am joking. I'm joking about this stuff. Okay, it's really serious. And if you do get things stopped, and the humiliation you have to go through, like I've done it. Okay, the first question they ask you is, "How did you get here today?" "Oh, I drove myself here in a car." That literally stops you dead. You have to say, like, you had to get, you had to kind of borrow money off your fucking dead granny to get a taxi to get here.
That's it. Because we've got cameras outside. We watch you coming and how you are and everything. Is sneaky as fuck, man.
You have to be very careful. Sorry, Ian, I cut you there. Carry on, Ian.
No, mate, I'm done. Sorry, I was just saying.
You have to be very careful when you're playing the "I'm mentally deranged" card, because you might end up fucking sectioned.
Mm-hmm.
And like fucking. Sorry, I swore. I'm swearing a lot. Like that film, One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest, where he just went in prison just for a blag, and then he ended up getting a frontal lobotomy.
Yeah, brilliant film, mate. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, Jim.
I watched that when I was a kid, mate. Go on.
It's a great film. Unfortunately, it's really hard to watch these days. You have to pay about like 15 quid to watch it. I actually need to just clear that one up with you. So I worked in a position of responsibility for quite a long time in different jobs. And once I'd had the kind of mental health card, I lost work, been to hospital and everything. I wasn't ever kind of put back into hospital, but I couldn't do anything. If I turned up at a meeting at my former workplace, if I sat in a chair, in the park on my own, if I went missing for more than half a day, I had the police on me. Literally for about 3 years, I was literally on kind of psych watch. And they were never nasty to me, never horrible to me, but it was just really weird. So somebody would just see me from my former workplace or something, and they would just call the police or they would call my doctor, who would then call the police. Next thing I knew, I was taken to hospital for 2 days, even though I was perfectly normal.
The thing with them, Martin, once you're in that cycle, once you're in there, books, it's same with prison, right? It's like, I've never been to prison, touch wood. I've been in cells bare times, loads of times, right? I've got better charges. But once you go to prison, that's it. Your only choice is prison. Once you've been in a nut ward, your only choice is that nut ward.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? But always bring you back to that, which is always going to keep you fucked. You know what I mean, innit, Jimmy?
You're not wrong, Ian, to be fair.
You're good there, my man.
In the words of the Hotel California, from then on, you can check out any time you like, but you can never leave.
Yeah. Yes. I just want to say, sorry for everyone. I'm shouting. A few people in the comments have said I'm a bit loud. I'm shouting. Sorry about that.
You're not shouting, you're fine.
Don't worry, mate. It's just the echo in your room. It's not you. Innit? That's what I thought as soon as you came on, because it's a big open space. That's all, innit?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
I've got answers for everything, man. I've got all answers to
Does that help? Does that help at all? Testing.
Like this and that. I ain't got no answers for myself. It's crazy, innit? I've had people tell me, you need to do this, you need to do this. I'm like, yeah, no. And I don't listen to them because I believe I know more than them. Just because I've been through it. It's weird. But I'm really good with advising people on how to better their lives and how to stop them thinking.
I like that. I love giving people advice on how to turn their lives around. But when it comes to my own life, I can't be asked.
Mate, I've bigged some people up and changed their lives throughout my life, and I've got all places I've been. And 9 out of 10 times when they are right, and they're confident and doing all this, they turn on me. Do you know what I mean? Or most times they turn on me. Yeah. And I'm like, because they're like, why are you like that? Fucking, do you know what I mean? I'm like, whatever.
Never mind, everyone. This is the sanctuary. This is the cult is open again.
This is all reminiscences from us all, innit? It's not what we're going through now at all.
Martin's dipping. Martin, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just reflecting that I'm acting like a bit of an arsehole, you know.
Put the gun down, Martin. Put the gun
Martin.
down and walk back 10 steps.
I was just reading about that guy you mentioned earlier on your earlier stream. You know, the Wigan guy from Pemberton's Taxis who went and shot his wife in America. That's what the fuck is going on there? God, madness.
Yeah, we were talking about newsman money, I think, and like all the public bad stuff. This is why I don't watch it. Even the little I don't watch. You know, when you on YouTube you're scrolling, I always see the thumbnail. I'm like, that's why I don't want to watch it, man. Because it's all down to depression, man. But it's like you was on about with a target we've got with the benefits, with prisons, with mental health, people in psych wards and stuff. There's targets everyone's got in different businesses, and they're going to stick to them targets to make their money. And it's all.
People are just a commodity, never more so than now, and all you are is like balancing the books with humans. And
I've said, I don't know if I've said this to you before, Jimmy, but have you heard that thing about our birth certificates, right? The number at the bottom of birth certificate, that is to a bank account where that gives us a share of our sovereign citizen rights.
A ship berths in a birth canal, isn't it? And that's where the ship. It's all admiralty law. Basically, your birth certificate denotes your value in life as a commodity.
Getting onto Webster territory now, Jim.
Have you looked at everything in the law? I watched this thing other day. Sorry, let me just get this out. I watched this thing other day, right? And everything in law, right, it's down to maritime law. Everything's down to maritime law. So they look at us as person. Do you know where person's in the thing, in it?
It's
right?
like, Ian, it's like when I got this Mars bar, I don't actually own it. When I went to make feces from the Mars bar, it was claimed back by the Black Rocks stock. No, but see, don't let other people. This is the problem. Don't let other people put a value on you. I think of myself as priceless, and so are you lot. Everybody's priceless. You can't value yourself by admiralty law.
Totally agreed, mate. We're all individual to ourselves. We're all got our own value. We just need to forget about the value what's put on us and recognise our own value in it.
This is it. There's a market.
Is my camera too dark, Jimmy?
That's fine, mate. If you want to be dark,
I do want to be dark in dark rooms, but yeah, I'm not having no Michael Jackson tablets in my thing. I don't want to be.
I'll have to fit Martin on the thumbnail.
I just realised that I put it over to one side. I look like a fucking some sort of old, like it's socialist granny or like Hitler's auntie. Hitler's auntie.
I'm thinking Roy Orbison with clear lenses.
I'm thinking you've been stood in front of me 90s and saying, "Can I 20 silk cup, please?"
It's amazing. It's amazing the characters you can create with a pair of old fucking pants on your head, isn't it?
Mate, take it off, seriously, mate, please, because no,
because it would spoil the illusion. No, it would spoil the illusion.
It's like a pretty woman. Won't you just fuck off, pretty woman?
To us. How are these comments going anyway, Jimmy?
We got Tracy's dominating.
I'm not sick of listening to you two.
Talking about Tracy's talking about shopping, I think.
Oh no, leave it, mate. Leave it. Christmas is over. Done with. Fuck it.
Andy Lomax only just read the Pen Taxes thing. Carrot and Esmeralda, Ma Baker from the Goonies. It's Ma Fratelli from the Goonies, and I think I've got more of a Ma Fratelli look than.
Is that the bald one with glasses?
Yeah, the woman.
I think. As always, Just Bob is always spot on the mark. He just come out of the comment, looks like a French burqa. Actually, he's always spot on the mark. That man.
I'm on my phone, so I can't see you guys.
Oh, boys, gentlemen, what are your New Year's resolutions? Everybody, this is open to everybody in the comment section too. What?
I don't.
That's a great. What are your New Year's resolutions? Phone in now on the on Wank FM.
That will fast your style, that wasn't it? That will Paul Whitehouse, that man. 100%. But I know I don't think. I think if you make a New Year's resolution, right, you're setting yourself up to fail at the beginning of the year. Yeah. So what I'm doing, I'm just saying it's not a resolution, but I want to stop drinking for 30 days and see how it goes from there. It's not a resolution. It's just something I want to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 50 people watching this shit. Good evening, welcome. But yeah, I think it's something you need to do for you. It's a dark cave you have to enter.
Well, if you tell everyone, then it's like, shit, I've got to do this now. I've got to do this. And that's what I mean. You just set, I heard this a few years ago, man, off someone. I'm like, shit, man, it's right, isn't it? You're just setting yourself up. Unless you're a really, like, can-do person, you're setting yourself up to fail. That's why you should do things manageable and say something like, I'll change my socks at least once every 3 days. Do you know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that.
Boxers once a week, mate. Fucking hell. No, I'm joking. I'm not that scruffy.
No, you're being satirical with no. I was pumping iron gone off. It has as well.
Yeah. Mate, seriously, I
was enjoying having semi-naked men dancing behind me.
I keep thinking people are walking past your window and looking in, mate. That's what I keep seeing.
I've had people banging on fucking windows while I've been doing this.
Do you remember when someone posted something through your fucking letterbox or something?
One day I came home and somebody had stuck Jim will fix it fucking stickers all over my front door and fucking Joker stickers on windows and stuff.
It's weird, isn't it, mate? It's weird, right? How someone will go from watching someone on here, right, to them lengths, mate. It says a lot about a person. It's very stalkish and it's very, very, very creepy.
Listen. Without there's people who's gonna roll their eyes at this. But I need to speak. I've experienced a microcosm of celebrity. The very not even Z list, and with that comes hassle. I've had kids knocking on. I've actually had kids knocking on my door. You're blowing up on TikTok. Can I have your autograph? I've told them fuck off. Why do I want kids knocking on my fucking door? I'm not. You know what I mean?
You should have put that video on TikTok, mate.
No, I'm not filming it.
Fuck off.
No, but there's loads of people don't like me, especially. You know that. It's
because you're an in-your-face person, man. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know if you see yourself as confident, but I do. I see you as confident.
I mean, but back in like when this channel was like kind of more prevalent 2 years ago, and we was all immersed in this. We was kind of on the peripheries of that dark corner of YouTube.
We had a good community, but
we was on the peripheries of it. And they had John Morrison and other people who won't be named, caught burning my t-shirt and trolls. And you know what? I don't like it. I mean, how they all cope with it. All them lot involved in them to and fro's. How they cope with that negative energy, I don't know.
Well, that other one that we'll talk about overnight, that fighting trolls, I always knew, right, that he was an ass, man. Do you know what I mean? Because before I even seen him on any videos, right? Yes, John. It was like fucking sending him. He sent me a message, right? And I was getting loads of messages, and I answered a lot of them out. Do you know what I mean? Videos and that. And he's like, why haven't you replied to my message? I'm like, what message? Do you know what I mean? And then he fucking made a video, right, talking over my video and saying all this shit, saying he's going to rip my beard off and everything, man, like this and everything. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, just laughing faces, ha ha ha. And then next thing, he's like, oh, mate, I want to be your mate, best friend. I'm like, fuck off. But he was well up my ass, man. And when
you just, I don't know how. I
just don't. I don't
want the mither. I don't want the mither anymore. And
but people will do that because if they think you're doing well, they either want to get into that, right, and get onto your level, or break yours down, and that's what they want to do. And do you know what I mean? You can't help everyone.
I'm happy with this channel just existing in its own little fucking it's like a backstreet pub. It's like a filthy old
Not any pub I know, Jim.
It's like a filthy old backstreet pub on YouTube, and I don't know what Ian's blown up. His latest videos, good Ian. Who was he on about, Ian? What's his name? I think Martin's stripping his wig off. Anyone wants to? Ian's back. Did you press the wrong button, Ian?
I cheersed you up there, innit? I went cheers, and it knocked me off, mate. I think I hit fucking back.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Nice one. But now, mate, honestly, a lot of times I think, and now even more, I do regret deleting my channel because I had bare videos on there, man. I interviewed some fucking right people, man. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I enjoyed that. That to me is like, to claim it's like, oh man, I've done this. And now they're all gone and I've got no evidence of it. And I forget shit, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like you watched a lot of my interviews, didn't you? What I've done. I even fucking interviewed you, man.
You have to, you know what? I mean, it was a massive home goal you scored getting rid, but you did it. So now it's just, let's back. Yeah, come on, let's.
No, I know, right? This channel ain't gonna go anywhere near all that one, then, right? But I'm happy with that. It's like you just said. I just want my space to be able to put what I want on. Facebook is shit, and I can't stand it.
All you need to do with it, Ian, is find an angle to work from. No, it's to find an angle to work. And I know your computer's broke, but I liked it better when you work from your laptop. You know what I mean? I know you've got problems at the minute with that.
I've got the cameras broke, the keyboard's broke, the mouse is broke, mate. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I can't even be arsed, man.
Can you give Ian's channel a subscription, please, people? There you go. That's the link.
You enjoyed my channel before, didn't you? Me, you, Steve, and who else was it, man? We was a nice little community, mate. People used to just go from one to other. Well, good. I well enjoyed it.
You know what? It was a good time, wasn't it?
Very, mate. I enjoyed it, man. I really did. But then everything gets in way with shit like that, innit, man? Because it's like when someone said you want to keep away from it, and you're like, whoa, because I don't blame anyone for wanting to keep away from it. A lot of people back to work, right, and message me and be like, Ian, man, I've got, do you know what I mean? I love you and all this, but I'm not doing it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want the hate coming on to me, right? And I'm like, no, I totally get that. Out of all that shit and all that slander what went on, I lost just eight subscribers. Yeah, because I was like, okay, I was listening to all fucking chat going on. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to lose fucking hundreds here. And 8 went. And I'm like, that says a lot, that, doesn't it?
It's one of them, your head went, and I thought about deleting my channel, but thankfully I didn't. No,
I should have done it in the first place when all that went off instead of lingering it on. But I just thought it'd fade away and I'd be all right. That's what I thought, but it just went too far. But no, I do like that.
You just do what you can, and the most important thing with it, as with anything, is what you're doing. Are you enjoying it, and are you getting? It's how you should view everything you do, really. Yeah. This is kind of a stoic thing, like not thinking about the adoration or the views or the validity you get from it from others. But what do you actually get from this
satisfaction?
What pleasure? What pleasure do you derive from it?
My biggest one is I've still got Rupert the Rescue Husky. Yeah, I'm changing that name to Rupert Rescue Husky and Roman. Yeah. But I've still got that, and I hadn't touched that for ages. I stopped it when my channel went up. Do you know what I mean? Because I was too busy and everything, so I'm putting out on the time. But I've started putting little short videos since I've got Roman. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, that's good. That and I like that because when I'm going out, a lot of times I don't take my phone out when I walk with my dogs. Have you just got a donation? Go on, mate.
No, I'm just clapping at Martin Redding. I think I need to do something now. You talk amongst yourselves. I need to do something.
Well, I'll just talk about my other channel and that for a minute, if you don't mind. Yeah. But the Rupert the Rescue Husky, I've always liked that channel. That was just a separate personal thing, man. What I do, a little hobby. I don't take my camera out much when I take dogs, but when I do, since I've had him, I make good videos with him because he's so good and playful. With him and
So sorry, Ian.
no, I thought you were telling me to shut up there, mate. Sorry. But no, at the minute I'm liking seeing Rupert like being around other dogs and making friendships with them because he's so hard. You know what it's like, man. But I'm enjoying that at the minute. That's my thing. Weird, isn't it? The animals are so much better than people. Have I missed something at your peeps?
In some ways they are. Not
Well,
always.
animals don't talk back, man. If they fuck you over,
that's not always a good thing, though, is it? You know, if they
fuck you
could,
over, but if they fuck you over, or if
they
they've done something
could.
wrong,
They'd
you
have
can tell.
something to say, wouldn't they?
You know what I mean? People, you can't. People can be snakes right in front of your face. Be really nice right in front of your face. Yeah, what was it?
That was really funny in my head. In my head, that was really funny.
Yeah.
See, this is it. I live in a world that no one else inhabits, and it's kind of lonely. But
it's your world, man.
Right, Quentin Crisp was a famous gay writer and raconteur. And if you watch the video to an Englishman in New York, the song that is played then.
The police, yeah.
It looks very similar to Martin. You know what I mean?
He was a few stone less in weight than me, Jim, but I can do a good impersonation of him.
Martin looks like Quentin Crisp on Universal Credit.
Of course, we both served Her Majesty's in the civil service.
You do kind of look like you're out on a summer's day in 50s or 60s or something, innit?
Of course, yes. Of course.
Yes.
That's the impression I wish to give. Yeah.
Yeah, good, mate. I think you've done your job right. Should be proud, mate. I believe it.
Still a bit of fun, you know. I was brought up in a pantomime environment, so I treat it. Yeah, so I treat it all as a bit of fun. You know, it's like. You know, it's like I find both sides of the debate, you know, the full-on fucking, you know, queers and that have no time for. And yet you have also the people who are like really against them and everything like that, have no time for them either. You know, I think we kind of got it right, and we could poke a bit of fun at our friends and ourselves and dress up, and now it's all gone the other way, you know?
Do you know, I think, right, especially people of our generation, right, you could be totally fine, right, with it all, and have no issue with it. But around your friends, you'd still say, like, offensive things because that's what men do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I find that from my eldest son. He's kind of gone like full on Andrew Tate, and I'm trying to have this debate with him at the moment, you know, where I'm kind of saying, you know, I'm not opposed to how people want to be. I'm opposed to kind of, you know, as I said the other night, having it forced down you and the politics. And
I get it.
Also, yeah, I mean, also he's studying law, so he has to be aware of nuances in life and the small print, and also that sometimes you have to defend the indefensible. And you know, if you're going to go into law, you have to kind of stand up for the person who you're employed by, who's employing you, sorry, your client.
I believe, right, that kids nowadays, right, I don't think there's going to be such thing as schools soon unless they totally change the curriculum, because kids have got so much more information on a phone, and they know most of it's lies or made up or this or that. We get taught some right shit. Everything we were taught at school, we know was lies or not the whole truth. And it's like kids have got all that now at their fingertips while the teachers there telling them fucking lies, and it's like,
Ian, it's like this, isn't it? We've been lied to for thousands of years about everything, about our history and where we come from, and what our whole civilization is based on fallacy and lies.
Cops.
You know what I mean?
If it wasn't, right, why are we so scared, right, of giving out? I remember telling you this, right, 2 years ago, right, but because I believe, like we're talking about other night, aliens, and I mean, I believe a being to this planet that spoke to Eisenhower. Oh yeah.
I was saying to Haley. It was my way of saying to Haley.
Yes.
Hello, Haley. Anyway,
It's spoken.
David, hello. Sorry.
They came, aliens came and spoken to Eisenhower when war ended, or just before the war. And another alien, I think he was called David, came to see Nixon. There's a Roswell crash. All this information now is out there. There's evidence of it, but we're still lied to. Why are they so scared of telling us that was aliens? But then there was a summit, I think it was in 2000, early noughties anyway, right? And all these people got all the religious fucking leaders from around the world, put them all in a room, and basically said, what would your parishioners do if they realised that the aliens were real? They said, well, most of them were killed. They said, these fucking, I can't remember what department they were, but they said to all these religious leaders from around the world, right, what would your parishioners, right, do if they found out that aliens was real, right? And all of them says, most of them would kill themselves because they wouldn't be able to believe that they've lived all their life living a lie. So they wouldn't know what to believe, so they take their own life. And I'm like, that's total bollocks, man. It'd give them the truth. Go on, sorry.
I would love an alien craft to land and Martin Redding be the spokesperson for the humankind with that word.
Yeah, I would beg to differ with that statement, because I would think most of the kind of religious people I know, Christians I know, they're basically fulfilled with a sense of wonder and expectation. So I don't think it would destroy them if, the aliens, land on the earth. I think they would all see that as part of, they would find some passage in the Bible, in Revelations or Daniel or something, or Ezekiel, and they would just treat it as part of God's wider plan. Maybe they treat them as angels or something. Who knows?
I understand why you're saying that, though, right? Because there's only a few religions, right, what actually have alien contact in their Bible. They actually believe, and the Jewish, Torah, isn't it? Yeah, the Sikhs believe in it, and there's a thing in China. Well, China's got the biggest telescope in the world pointing into space. Why? But
John Ryder's got quite a big telescope, sorry.
Yeah, but he's just pointed into windows a bit, innit? What a joking, Sean, man. But
Martin, are you all right? It looks like he's going to. Ian, I think he's having a breakdown. Are you all right?
Jim, I'm absolutely fine. I'm just looking up a quote. I think it's from Ezekiel, trying to remember my Bible studies, where there's actually kind of a quote where he's basically describing aliens in flying saucers with the faces of lions and gleaming like the sun, like being revealed to them as the angels of the Lord. Okay, so I don't think that Jewish people or Christians would have a problem believing or seeing aliens.
Christians will, man, because Christians believe that a burning bush spoke to somebody. Christians believe that something there came down in flames with a flaming horse and carriage or something, whatever, mate, right? Christians will believe that. Each to their own, man. Everyone's got to believe something. I believe that. Everyone's got to believe something. But I just like to work it around. And yeah, there's so many things in the Bible. I haven't read the Bible. I've seen a lot of fucking things about it on quotes and shit for years and years. And so many of them are just like, they're aliens. People who came down and pretended to be God were actually aliens. The person who inseminated Mary, right, was an actual alien. How can you have a baby without having sex?
Okay.
Now we know the technology the aliens have, because people still now are getting kidnapped and getting inseminated and all of this.
Okay. So firstly, you're assuming that Mary, the Virgin, was inseminated, as you say. This is Colossians 1:16. For him, all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. So nothing is impossible.
Beautiful.
Bit of Bible, bit of.
All things wonderful.
Lord God made them all.
Your gas is free on Tuesday. Your masters don't exist.
Brilliant, Jim. I just thought I'd crack that one off, so to speak.
You know, honestly, I think I said this to you before as well, Jimmy. Your gas is free. All you got to do is turn your meter around.
There's a company what apparently will provide you with it in like their own meter thing as a one-off payment, and you just get. I don't know.
Okay, this is my last Bible quote. Just want to give you this one. This is the one I was searching for from Ezekiel. These two are brilliant. Okay, right. But each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight. Their feet were like those of a calf and gleamed like burnished bronze. That's all I have to say. That's what Ezekiel saw.
There's definitely been alien intervention in humanity.
People, we've only discovered a tiny 5-10% of the ocean. Do you know this? Yeah. Discovered a tiny percent of it. Many people, right? Sailors and everything. There's so many reports, right? Even fucking pilots have seen aircrafts coming out of waters all over the world. Do you know what I mean? So people actually believe that we haven't discovered the ocean for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Because there's more down there. Just like we were talking about fucking what's that thing in America overnight where we've got our mummies inside Grand Canyon, in it. It's just the same as that. I just found.
And I'm going to read out another good quote from John Holton. Not from the Bible this time. He's put, "The aliens I can stomach, but balls to the Bible."
Well, John Holton, if you start calling the Bible John Holton, I'll throw you off this channel.
No. That was me. So no, he was refuting me, Jim. He was saying he can stand and talk about aliens, but not the Bible.
I've never heard any quotes from Vittoria, right? But everything you said there backed me up. Do you know what I mean? But every other religion will never tell you that. Why? Because every other religion, right, is about mind control. I've heard this so many times. The Jewish religion is about freedom. And that's the difference. That's the difference. Do you know what I mean?
I would really beg to differ there. The Jewish religion is about the law. And so Christianity was like freeing people from the Jewish law. Okay, and then Islam is reiterating the law.
I'm sorry, boy. Saturday night, flatten the fuck up.
You know,
let's stop.
I don't know enough about religion.
You know what? It's all very interesting. I'm into Tartaria, I'm into aliens, but sometimes let's just flatten the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
I think Ian should wear a form of headdress as well.
That's the thing, Jim. So I bring in serious stuff for a bit of a laugh, like bringing in like the 4-headed animals in the Bible for a bit of a laugh, and then people take me seriously, a bit like me dressing up in like women's clothing. They think, oh, that must be a real thing, and so then I end up having to defend, positions I don't even agree with in the first place. There you go.
I just let you see, mate. I just let you see.
It's I like, actually, you look like Jack Sparrow.
Oh yeah, I like that look. That looks good. That looks good, Ian. You look like fucking undercover special forces.
I know. You look like Jack Sparrow on Pip.
Yeah.
Them my boxer shorts, man. I've been getting my boxer shorts, but on my ass.
Yeah, Jack. No.
I get my socks and boxer shorts from them. I've never worn them.
Fucking Osama.
You know what? What other live stream makes cunts of themselves like this one? Nobody does that.
Nah, man. That was our job before, wasn't it? Have a laugh and make cunts of themselves. Chat so much shit, man.
Yeah, most other live streams, they spend half an hour setting up, making sure they have all the right books behind them, the right lighting, the right microphone, and things like that. We decide to look up like a tranny, a fucking hobo, and a member of Hamas.
I'm a pirate, bro. I'm a pirate, not a hobo. I'm a pirate, bro.
A tranny, a hobo, and a member of Hamas walk into a bar.
Everyone runs out at back door because they don't know who the bomber is.
A tranny, a member of Hamas, and a hobo walk into a shop in London and order cock ice creams.
Mate, I actually like this. That looks cool, man. I'm going to screenshot back, mate, and enlarge.
You look great, Ian.
You know what? Let me tell you a story. When I went to Los Angeles, I remember looking on the freeway on an embankment, and I saw 3 dropouts, and one was dressed like me with this on his head, and I thought, fucking hell, I want a beard.
You want to be him.
It was-
Now
it
you
was-
are him, mate.
It was just fucking. He had an headband on like this, probably a red one, and there were three lads on it, lads who looked down at heel on an embankment on the freeway, which we call the Moors. And I thought, I want to be like them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We've all got ambitions, mate. That's the thing, innit? I've
Jim,
just screenshotted that.
Jim should get your guitar out and start playing something like "We Don't Want to Be in Vietnam," Country Joe and the Fish. Good morning, we don't want to be in Vietnam.
On this last thing of it, man, right? I've never been religious, right? I've had a load of religions try and fucking grip me in and shit, and I fucked them off, right? But I've always thought that Jewish would be the best one. And I'm not just saying it because you're there, because I don't care. But I think either that or Sikhism or Buddhism, they would be the only three religions because they're all.
I think you'd like being a Sikh, Ian, because you can grow your beard, you can wear a turban on, you don't have to wear a crash helmet on a bike,
Sorry,
and you can carry a sword.
I do class myself as a Rastafarian. I just don't have locks, but you don't need dreadlocks to be a Rasta. Do you know what I mean? So
hang on, Jim's going to play Country Joe and the Fish here.
I'm talking, I'm tuning up, man.
Go on, mate. This
Go
is
on.
the tune-up sessions of Clown Prince.
Childhood living. No, I won't.
Do it, bro. That sounded well good, bro.
I don't
Honestly,
know.
you're a good fucking singer, you are. I like your Clown Prince songs. I still listen to them sometimes. Sometimes, mate, I won't lie, man, because I listen to a lot of good music. I'm not saying yours in, but I do like it. Shit, I'm trying to back out. Go on, do it.
No, I'm just trying to work it out.
I think you've got to say words and then open your mouth and push, I think. No, that's not it. How the fuck do we know how to talk? Isn't it weird, that?
When I bought my Mars bar, didn't realize that I didn't own it. I didn't own the
Well, come on, all you strong man. Uncle Sam needs your help again. He's got dressed up in a turban.
Would you?
Way down in Vietnam. Way down in Vietnam. So put down your books and pick up your gun. Way down in Vietnam. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me. I don't give a damn.
What is it about you, Jimmy? Right? What lets people be free and open and make such cocks of themselves, mate?
I'm the king of the homos, Ian.
Yes, bro.
Stop this Vietnam. Don't ask me. I don't give a damn.
I thought about with Tom Cruise, to be fair, king of the homos, but have you heard the theory about fucking Scientologists are actually aliens trying to invade the planet? Because they're not real people, are they?
Oh, there's no time to wonder why, because we're all gonna die. Next up.
I want to be an Latino.
I can't remember the fucking lyrics. So there's no time to wonder why. Next up is Vietnam. Don't worry, because we're all gonna die.
I think we should start a bush band, man. You've got your guitar. I've got my plastic bottle. And you've got, I'd say vocals, bro, but we'll see, innit? Have you got a table?
What's up, mate?
I think we should form a band now. I've got my bottle. And it's two things in one. It's a scratch board and it's a fucking beat drum. All different notes there, look. Mate, I'm a fucking artist sometimes. Speak to yourself, eh, John.
1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for?
To the one I love.
Singing different songs.
This
Do you know that song, Jim?
To the one I left behind. Simple problem to occupy my time. This one goes out to the one I love. Fire! Fuck me, I fucked it up then. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just miming behind you, mate. I was the action man who was no. I was like Bez, then, mate. Just for you, Jimmy. You look like Little Bo Peep, to be fair, man, mate. You know what, mate? Where's all your shit?
I want to become a hippie, me.
I thought about it. Wouldn't it be good, mate? I'm a hippie, but I've got a house. I'm a scruffy cunt. I smoke loads of weed, and I hate the government, mate. Don't that make sense?
Want to become a 70s Californian hippie.
I would have been a hippie. So that's why that God made my hair fall out, because I was like intent on being a hippie. So it's like that's pretty fucking difficult. Like when you don't have like fucking like long hair hanging down, which I used to.
You know
why I wear ladies' hats.
Do you know what I need to cultivate this live stream to be in like?
Kind of
a fucking online DOS house.
And we got this here, mate. Is that what we're gonna do?
I need to cultivate this so we get like it used to be. It was like a fucking community centre.
Yeah. It's getting there tonight, Jim. It's getting there tonight.
one goes off.
Let's see if anybody else wants to join us in an online DOS house.
Yeah.
Good, man. You're good. But that's the thing, man. They were good.
James O'Neill, online DOS house. That's a good title, Jim. I like that.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
No, I like that title.
What? Where are
James online DOS house.
Oh, sorry. I like the atmosphere, but I don't think it'll ever get back to the atmosphere we had then, because there's too much tension, paranoid, and people, things, and everything.
The atmosphere we've got now, it doesn't matter about then, because then's gone.
Exactly, it's how we make it now.
That's the problem with most people. They're looking back.
Yeah,
that's great.
Everything I've just watched, right? The fucking golden age of wrestling from 1989 and 1994. Spent like 6 hours watching it.
Sorry, I'm doing Rick's work. I need a brew, everybody. What you gonna do, brother? I need a brew.
Love it, mate. Well, I loved it then. I went off wrestling about 93, 94, I think, because I realised how fake it was. You started watching it, I was thinking, mate, what the fuck, man? But, yeah. But no, there was a golden age when fucking Ultimate Warrior, mate, when he was crazy. That was a golden age in wrestling, bro. Big Boss Man.
My golden age of wrestling was back when I watched it with my nan, back in the like 70s, 80s, like Mick McManus, Giant Haystacks, and that Kazuo Makamoto guy. And my nan was a really keen fan. She used to watch them at local theatre, and she was one of the ladies that used to go on and like hit the bad guy, Mick McManus or Giant Haystacks with the handbag, and that was my nan. No lie, well of a lie.
It's mad that you think that, man, because I remember Giant Haystacks, Big Daddy, all time going on, mate. Every Saturday morning. It was Saturday morning, wasn't it? I'm sure it was.
For me, it was on World of Sport about like, most Saturdays I used to play football in the mornings, and then my dad would take me, we'd go to watch Brighton home games in the afternoon. But so on the away weeks, alternate weekends, I would go to my nan's, and it would be Dickie Davis, World of Sport, and the wrestling. And like I said, it would be that Japanese guy, Kazuo Makamoto, Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, and a few other kind of wrong uns.
Yeah,
it was good stuff. That's when I got into sherry. My gran started giving me sherry. Around about the age of 10. I've never stopped.
Why, right, in 90s, did we stop, right, putting good stuff on TV for kids on Saturdays and Sundays? Every time I woke up, man, it was cartoon after cartoon after cartoon.
He doesn't get it.
Sorry, Jimmy. Sorry.
No, he was doing this on Stephen was his live stream about my nose with a sweet potato. I remember. That's two jokes I've made tonight that are not funny. I'm officially shit. Thanks.
No, Jim, it's just that you're on a different wavelength to the rest of us.
No, it's two.
I made a load of jokes earlier, and you didn't get them either.
It's two jokes you said. Well, I talked over them, mate. That's all it was. Don't be offended. You got awesome jokes, mate. I think you're one of the best comedians in Wigan, bro. I actually like this as a hat, mate. If you want a pair of boxers, mate, I'd wear it all the time, mate. I can only see a little tiny picture. It's like fucking about an inch by an inch, isn't it? So that's probably why it looks good. This is why I don't look in mirrors. This is why you won't find a mirror in my house, man. Because I would be studying it, just looking at myself like that for ages. I'm like, yeah, baby. You know, this is why I don't like mirrors. Because then you get that posing feeling and you see all these things, and that's what gives you anxiety as well. Because everyone sees, you see your embellishments and everything in it. Yeah. And then you think, oh man, everyone sees this. But I get told all the time, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry for talking shit, man. It's all right. We all know you're a dickhead. Don't worry. Keep on talking shit. Like, nice one. We all know I'm a dickhead. So I try apologising for being a dickhead. And be like, nah, man, you're a dickhead. Be yourself. And people respect that more when you're just being yourself. And it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you should need to apologise for sounding like a dick. That's the whole point of being on here.
You reckon I should do OnlyFans, but instead of OnlyFans, to call it OnlyTrans?
OnlyTrans. It's really funny because I'm one of the few people that I think I've said this before, so anyone else is bored. But it's so I'm one of the few people. My next door neighbours for around about 5 or 6 years were trans, and one of the funny things I used to find about them was they were like, as much as they sent me this Christmas card one year. Suddenly Jason became Amy, and suddenly Roger became Reagan, and they said, don't be shy to ask any questions, which I kind of didn't. But much as they tried, and one of them was quite very sort of trans righty-ish, but they were far more men than I ever was, because I'm quite like, although I'm kind of like fucking bald and hairy, they were like, they were always under the cars doing car things, building sheds, like fucking doing things with tools. They just couldn't escape their masculinity as much as they tried, you know. Whereas I could have just fucking put this hat on and wore a dress and would have passed as like, you know, like a pretty good tranny pretty easily. But they couldn't.
Hey, were you talking about being a tranny then? Sorry, I didn't hear you, mate.
Yeah, well, I said it now.
Sorry, mate, that's ignorant of me. But
it's
look
for the
at
record.
I've got here, mate. I look fucking mega awesome, mate.
It's basically what I'm trying to say is that no one has a problem with people who try. You can't just fucking like, you know, like grow your hair long or wear a wig and then announce that you are like, and then carry on like fucking mending cars, being a mechanic and building sheds and fucking building brick walls and say that you're a woman, you know. It's just like, you know, you're kidding people. All I'm saying is
Do we talk about something like fucking where I can get cancelled again for?
All right. I'm honest, this is a good change of subject, this, right? When did you get your sex change done, Martin?
It was 1997, Ian.
Right, so you were one at first, weren't you then, man?
Yeah.
I heard about a project where we were testing it, mate, and this is what the outcome is. So I understand it now. You could have stopped it then. Right, conversation over.
I've got a topic.
Go on.
Last night,
Can I have half of it, mate?
Last night, I didn't come on the live stream. I watched a film called Basquiat about John Paul Basquiat, the artist. Have you any thoughts on that, Martin? Or did that?
You watched the film called what? Yeah.
Can't pronounce his name proper. John Paul Basquiat.
The Q basket it is.
What is it? How do you pronounce it?
Basket.
I've not seen that one. I've not seen that one.
That's just, do you know what I mean?
Do you not know about him?
No.
I think I've seen a film about 10. How old is it?
Quite old.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen
the
film,
90s, man. I think it was 96, something.
That's all I used to watch. These films, what were like true. Do you know what I mean? And like someone's opinions on life and everything. But no, I thought that was a good film, man.
It's all right.
But a lot of them blend into one in it. I'd Google it, mate, but I've got my phone here. But I do know what you're on about.
You look like some fucking weirdo out of. You look like a trans Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland.
I thought you were going to call him one of them weirdos from Job Centre. Sorry, I'm one of them.
So this is how I got a job at the Job Centre. I turned up like this, saying I was unavailable for work, turned up looking like this, and they said that they gave me a job.
If you had an old woman's benefit book, mate, you'd get away with it.
The Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale and Birmingham Benefits. It's a new book. The new book that I'm writing from St. Leonard.
Everyone said to me it gets better, and I'm like, yeah, but it's been shit so far. But it's meant to be really, really good. Donate to my man. Where would you be on a Saturday night in a bar, pay £3 a pint, but you're not? You're at home paying what, £1.30 for the pint, mate, right?
Sorry,
so what I think you should put each pint.
I'm such an e-beggar.
I know I'm an influencer on you begging, but I won't do it myself. I don't like it.
I'm an e-beggar. I'll own that shit.
When I did put my link out, right, it was always people saying, "Oh, Ian, put your link out, and we'll do this, yeah." And I put it out, right, and no will come through. I'm like, "You're just taking piss, mate." Do you know what I mean? But then you just get into the habit of putting it out there. But when I had it, man, I had a few people sending money back. I had one last.
Have you picked up any subscribers? You got 46 now.
Yeah, I had 45 after your last night video. I went from, I think, 39 or 40 to 45. I'm getting about 5 to 7 off each video. So I appreciate everyone, man. You all like knobheads and I fit in well here. I appreciate it.
Well, you're amongst family, online family.
Yes, for some reason, Ian, I automatically got resubscribed to your volume 2 on my YouTube channel. It can update it, and I was straight on.
They didn't resubscribe fucking 900 other people, man.
Where's that American guy that used to be on there? That degenerate American guy. Is he still around?
Yeah.
Will?
Which one?
No, on your channel. He used to be on your channel, Ian. That kind of really fucking insane, like, degenerate American guy.
With a bad attitude. He was like, he had a really bad attitude.
Yeah.
And he had cough. He was always coughing.
I trolled him and convinced him that I was some fucking hot bird from India. Completely trolled him and got him really into the system for fucking 5 days and sending me fucking God knows what kind of shite and everything like that. And then I literally like cut him off after 5 days. Said like, I'm reporting you to the police.
Was that him who was always coughing and he had a really bad attitude?
He was a fucking massive nonce, I'll tell you, a proper nonce.
No, I think he's on about the fat one man in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dirty Mike, that was it. Yeah.
Was it Trucker Mike? Was he Trucker Mike or some shit like that?
He was a proper nonce, I'll tell you.
What something man, but you've got to be nice in it and introduce people to the channel and take them at fucking value and shit in it. But I did it too long with a few people. I remember him, that fucking Caden, and someone else. Who was it, man? Him who fucking bought something off me. Right, sent me money.
That fucking Caden was a self-righteous fucking knobhead.
Well, they tried setting me up, mate. Started slandering me a bit, man. It turned round on them. They all lost loads of subscribers for it, and I'm there not mentioning no, but laughing my tits off, bro. Do you know what I mean? But I remember people trying to fucking put things between me and Jimmy a few times, man, because they were jealous about our relationship and how our channels were doing.
That's
what I mean.
That's what these
people know, innit? Well, that's just what you've got to expect from this environment, man. But you've got to focus on your journey and not the wrong people. Do you know what I mean? That's what we've got to do on here, innit? I'm looking forward to seeing your fucking comedy journey even more, because I know you're not over yet. I really want to see your next gig as well, man. I wanted to see your last one, but I couldn't get there.
It was shit.
No, I bet it wasn't, man.
No, it wasn't, James. It wasn't. I found it a bit of a throwback. Like I said to you, it reminded me when I used to kind of manage a sports and social club. And it reminded me of some of the guys we used to have. And the art is that you have, I don't want to fucking ruin your act, but it's about, you can say what you want, picking up, lots of famous comedians pick out people in the audience, but they're too arrogant to kind of say anything about themselves. The thing I like about your act, what I've seen of it, is that you're not afraid to put yourself down before you start fucking picking on, the hipster or beacher head in the corner.
I will self-lacerate verbally.
Exactly, but that's what, you know, comedians, if they're decent, it should be troubled souls. You know, they should find it difficult. It shouldn't be easy at all, and that's what makes it relatable.
Each clip I've seen, man, right, everybody there's laughing their tits off, mate. Do you know what I mean? Each clip, that's what I see. So you can't. I don't know, but I think every comedian must come off stage and think, "Oh man, did we catch that one? Did we catch that one?"
Lads, just to put this on a tangent. Did you see that video I put up yesterday? Them Blade Runners coming to Wigan, chopping all them fucking cameras down.
Big them up, mate. You should have tagged Blade Runners in that, mate.
It's about 6 cameras. The Blade. Have you seen it, Martin? That video?
Yeah. So is that real? You got Blade Runners in Wigan. That's great.
There's these like rebels are working car. I think they go under the name the Blade Runners.
Yeah, I love it.
They're going around the country chopping down fucking.
Good. Well, no, we can't say that. No, it's good for them, but it's actually bad and it's illegal, and we can't possibly support that. If it makes them feel good, no, fair enough. But we can't possibly support that kind of stuff.
I like it, right, when they park in front of a van with the camera out so they can't take no one's video and we'll just sit there. I love them. I love it, mate, because them cameras what they're taking down, man, right? Do you know the mayor of whoever just presses a button and turns them on whenever he wants? There's no target for it. It's whenever they want to make money. That's all it is. And it's ridiculous, mate. We get taxed on everything already.
Yeah.
So
Ian, I read something today. So what they do in this country is they penalise people, and it's always going to be like the lower income people who've got older cars and stuff like that. So the green taxes, they fall on the lower income people. And I read something today, which is a really good thing. Just listen to this one a minute.
Martin, hold that thought. This is the voice of the Misterals.
Captain Scott.
Can I just warn people about the new AI cameras? They can check you if you've not got a belt on, if you're on your phone, not only your phone, if you're using an e-cig at the wheel. Thank you.
Yeah. So what I was going to say, Jim, just a little good news story was in Austria they're doing this thing where the government will. So if you have like a device, like say like a computer, laptop, mobile, any other electrical thing that's going wrong, which you normally just throw away in today, that you can apply for a voucher, which is redeemable at a company, creates work, and they endeavour to repair that and return it to you. And they'll even kind of, repair anything, bicycles, laptops, mobile, all kinds of things. And it creates work, and it's like a really good way of like boosting the economy. Whereas in this country, all they want to do is like tax law-abiding people. It's always the law-abiding people who get shafted. Not the fucking people who don't give a damn. Run over.
The nicest of people who get penalised. That's what it is, man. It's the people who's willing to live by the law who get penalised. The people who break the law seem to get away with it, and especially government officials, police officials, and all of these people, mate, they're all horrible bastards.
Do you know what the solution is? Make friends with the police. No police who have become friends with some policemen.
Yeah.
I thought about this, right? Saying the New World Order comes in and you're controlled by local authorities and police, state people. If you're kind of friends with it's like in Nazi Germany. If you was friends with some of the Germans or officials, you can get a bit of leeway.
Well,
it's not a completely right answer, but it's a solution.
It's already embedded in the streets anyway. Sharia law is freely fucking set about in most countries, and this country itself, right, runs on Sharia law. We don't, but the communities do. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to be terrible for a lot of communities, man. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people flee their countries to get rid of these people.
Is that Sharia Twain?
No, Sharia law. It's
No, I was joking, Ian. Sorry, it's not funny.
Sorry, bud. Sorry.
That's my third joke that didn't hit tonight. Sharia Twain.
I found it hilarious, mate. Look. Sorry.
Man, I feel like an infidel.
That was funny. Yeah. Oh man, I'll just blow my joint over because I laughed at that joke.
Sorry.
Thank you. That's what you get now for making me laugh, you man. Right, go on, man. Have you checked out that Kill Tony yet?
No, I've not. No, I'll get right to it.
Yeah.
I'm just been chilling today.
It's on for a couple of hours, man. Do you know what I mean? First 8 minutes is just fucking adverts, yeah, because of sponsorships and shit like this. So start at about 9 minutes.
Martin Crossland said that don't impress me much, which is quite funny.
It's on about the joke.
Yeah, it's because it's another line. It's another line out of the Shania Twain song.
Right.
Yeah.
Bazzy, good evening, by the way. Good evening, Martin Crossland.
I mean, I was just clapping for sympathy, really, Jim. You know, at least you tried.
I don't care. I couldn't give two fucks to be truthful.
You could. You could.
Well, not straight away.
You could.
Over, mate. You need 10 minutes.
Martin, look at me genuinely. I really don't care.
Yeah, but you could give two fucks, though, couldn't you? When people say that.
Don't try and get it. Don't try and pick it.
Pedantic. Stop being pedantic. That's right, isn't it?
You fucking pink-hatted cunt. You're like a fucking. You're like a fucking shrimp, Martin. Fuck off.
A shrimp.
Won't be a minute, me, mate.
I've been picking cockles and mussels. Alive, eh?
I've been told you like cocks and mussels as well, Martin.
Evening, all. Yorkshire 82. Good evening.
I think Martin Cross has only just arrived on here. Yes, Martin, I've been trying to look like a lady for most of the evening.
You pulled it off, lad.
We need some.
I pulled it off earlier, Ian.
I know. I bet you did. I bet you did pull it off earlier.
Oh my God! That's a fourth joke of the evening. Like,
when we were on video,
you're like a late bursting Christmas cracker, man.
You've been a little bitch tonight, Martin. Why was so angry? What are you drinking, sherry?
No, I've already posted what I'm drinking. It's 10-year-old Tawny Port.
That on benefit so she can come.
Not going to do you well saying you're air sipping 10-year-olds, bro, is it?
He'll be getting knocked off the club, him, fucking if they see this video. Can you afford 10-year-old Tawny porn?
You know it, innit? You got an appointment with the adjudicator, isn't it?
I went to church for an hour asking for a friend, says Ben.
What, the one under Southport Pier?
Jimmy, have you got his link to his Ollie Trans channel? No.
Only Martin.
Yeah. I'm joking. Jimmy's thinking, what? He's got an Ollie Trans channel.
If I was a woman, I'd be really dirty. I'd have OnlyFans and I'd be an escort as well.
Mate, I'd be a right slag me, I reckon, if I were a woman. But I reckon I'd be a lesbian woman and a right slag too. See how I'm thinking there?
Beth, I hear you calling, but it can't come home right now. Me and the boys are playing, and we just can't find time.
Yeah. So, Martin Crossland, you're right to get that one taken down because that's just like not even funny, you know. Let's just add that one, you know. No, he said he's watching. Sorry, fucking no. Some people on here are actually quite sick in the head. No, he said he's watching. What the fuck? That's not even funny.
Martin, why are you so angry tonight? You're very aggressive and angry.
Because some people, because I think you actually. No, I'm not going to break any confidence here. You're quite right. A lot of the people in the chat are just fucking idiots. Really, they don't get nuance. They don't get when it's a joke. I'm not going to come on here like this again and have a laugh because they just kind of take it all seriously and they kind of think that's who you are. I don't kind of think you're trying to liven up a Saturday night. You know, for fuck's sake.
Still be like that. Clint Briggs here.
I'm sorry, right, you know, it's like maybe I'm not at the cutting edge of humour, or maybe I'm just taking like stuff too seriously. I don't know.
I think you're too sensitive.
Yeah.
You drink coffee, I drink tea, my dear. I like my toast done on one side.
Right. Right. Okay.
I didn't mean the age of the people in the video were 10, Martin. I meant the videos.
I fucking hate Sting as well. He's a tosser, isn't he?
You're on one tonight. Anybody else you hate, you'd like to get it off your chest?
I hate Sting. I hate U2.
I hate you too. Fifth joke of the evening, Martin.
I hate Mick Jagger.
You think Brian Jones...
I fucking hate the Who. I dislike Elton John and David Furnish.
No, wind it back. The Rolling Stones. You think Brian Jones was murdered?
I do like Keith Richards. I think he's great.
No, you don't. Did you not hear my question? Did you think Brian Jones was murdered?
Who knows?
Well,
I think he probably fell in the pool and they left him. Do you know what? I think, yeah, he probably fell in the pool and they left him.
Is that the official coroner's verdict?
Yeah. I think Barrymore's got something to hide. You know, all those people there, you know.
Well, they had that thermometer, what they stuck up that lad's ass, so you're right.
Well,
sixth joke of the evening that didn't land.
Barrymore was in a different room. It was not to do with him, mate. Like,
but it was definitely to do with his mate, though, wasn't it? His best mate, and then he did a runner. So they're all culpable.
You know what? How can you say like somebody's got bummed to death in your swimming pool and you're doing nothing about it?
And when the police turn up, you do a runner.
Then you run off in the morning because like you're scared that you've bummed somebody to death.
Because you've not done no.
Really, Ian, if you really think those, so there was about 9 people, wasn't there? I'm not saying he did it, but they all covered up for each other. Okay.
Have you heard the thing about Princess Diana? Because after 25 years,
no, don't change the subject, okay? Fucking Barrymore we're talking about, not Princess Diana. No, right. No one cares about that.
Go on. But recently, right, it's been 25 years since it happened, right? And we're meant to disclose things after 25 years. But the whole family said, no, man, you're not disclosing this until this date, which is in like 50 years' time or something.
We'll get to that in a minute, Ian. I want some more thoughts on Barrymore. And what do you think of Barrymore? Have you had any dealings with Barrymore in the part of the world?
I think he just got fucking, I don't know, mate. All end of the day, people have these parties, people have sex parties, man. You hear them all the time, yeah. Mate, I don't know. I can imagine he was at the party. I can imagine it happened like it did. But in that position, would you, if you had naught to do with it, would you say you was in a different room just to get out of it so you're not in the same room?
I would say stop bumming him to death in the pool. I was looking at the kitchen window. I'd say, fucking hang on a minute. Send him home on a taxi. You sort yourself out and fuck off.
Exactly.
No, what would you do though?
So one of those people there, whether it was him or not, it was his place, one of those people there, and it was most likely his best friend, manager, or lover, knew exactly what happened. They all covered up for each other, so they're all culpable. Joint enterprise, in my opinion. All of them, including Barrymore, should be in the fucking clink for murder.
Do you know what?
Stay on here now. He's not going to sue you, is he, Jim? Barrymore and his mates, joint enterprise, murder.
It's accidental death, isn't it?
You know what? When you're knocking one out and you're on it, and you don't really think about the consequences for things, and he was probably stood in the kitchen wanking, watching it, and then when he come, he went, "Ugh!" and he realised, and he just run off.
What? He fell off the thermometer, jumped into the swimming pool.
Well, they were sticking a fucking jagged thermometer up his ass and everything. It's terrible, really. It's not.
How big was it? Was it one of them little?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. It's disgusting. It's awful. Okay, and the fact that he had the kind of guile to try and remake, he should have just, at the very least, just disappeared into fucking obscurity. Tried to come back and redo himself, and he's been a fucking a worse drunkard than I am all of his life, and tried to cover it up. He's guilty as fuck, and all of those people at that party equally guilty as fuck. I don't get you taken down, Jim, but I feel really strongly about that case. He fucked him over, literally, and killed him.
I think there should be a law passed where celebrities can't have swimming pools.
I think there should be a law passed.
Brian Jones.
How has Michael Barrymore been framed? Okay, no, I'm not saying he did it. It was his place and his mates.
Martin, I'm making a point to you.
No, I'm just reading this comment.
What's wrong with you tonight? You're so angry.
I know.
You're so barbed. Who's hurt you?
No one's happy, Jim. It's just that I kind of look like I don't give a shit about anything, and I'm mad, but I actually do. I have moral principles.
Who's upset you? Michael.
No one's upset me. Okay.
I think that guy who was on yesterday, right, and he was on about because I realised it. I didn't realise it went into race, but I think when you was on about that guy who Peter Boothroyd said was come to London, I saw a little change straight away down me, and it just built up from that and that. Just call me Dr. Ian, bro. Sorry, man. I'm just chatting shit. I won't.
Yeah, I think probably. See, Martin Crossan's way more fucking smart than me. That's probably about 10 steps ahead of me. So I'm probably getting angry at the wrong person. I don't know. I personally just think, I think this is my personal opinion. I think, Stuart Lovett went back there. It's like, look, famous guy, a lot of people having a party. There was women there. Probably thought he'd feel safe. Something happened. All of those people whoever did it, and they're all covering up for each other. And I just think if that had been my place, even if I hadn't have done it, I'd have retired into obscurity, not tried to make a comeback and fucking lie and cover up for my fucking criminal friends. That's the very least it's done.
That, man. I've lied many a times, man, to stop me going to prison. Right? And
so you'd lie if Jim murdered someone in his fucking swimming pool tomorrow, you'd lie for him. Right.
Yeah, I got charged with manslaughter.
I wouldn't. I'd drop him up.
You know what? If
I got charged with,
if I'd have done it, I'd have, pardon the words, come clean. I would have said, Luke, I couldn't live with the conscience of a death on man.
Yeah.
I couldn't live with the conscience, with knowing in my conscience that I've murdered somebody and I was still walking the streets. I'd rather fucking.
In my position.
That's an heavy chain to carry, isn't it?
In 1999, right, I got arrested, right, for manslaughter, yeah, right, because I was with someone who overdosed, right. I had to lie about everything that happened that day. Otherwise, I'd have been in prison for 4.5 years just because I was with someone who overdosed. So there's always a situation to lie to the police. I would never tell police truth, me, ever. Do you know what I mean?
If I might say something, first of all, Jim is a very moral person. That's why I engage with Jim and is my friend. And I get what you're saying. That's a very different situation. I have been in a situation where I have literally brought someone back, who has taken an overdose, and then the next day they were accusing me of something. So I can understand that. But I kind of, with this case we're talking about, and we probably should drop it. I don't know how we've got onto this subject, but it was the most serious criminal act that can happen, like a murder, and abuse of a person who was perhaps intoxicated, yes, which makes it even worse. And the fact that none of those people, including the famous person, have found the decency to come forward and speak the truth is that is what gets me.
What I really think, no, man, right, is a guy was old enough to know what he was doing. He went to a party, man. He must have known that thing was going up his ass, man. Yeah,
Jesus Christ, Ian! What you're trying to say is like a moral relativity. Like you go back, you have a few drinks, and you take a knee, you go back to some famous guy's house, and okay, that's just how it happens. You get fucking bummed and drowned, and that's just like how you expect things to happen. That's disgusting. I'm sorry, it is.
It's not my kind of night out at all, mate, but you never know. Some people do love that kind of night out. People are up for them adventurous games. That's why we call it accidental sex games and everything, because people get strangled from it.
So why did none of those people, if that's what happened, and I don't think that is what happened, it wasn't consensual, which is like a sex game is consensual, why did none of those people feel that they could come forward and speak the truth. You know, they're all covering up for somebody. You know, if I was the coppers, I'd have got them in the cell and fucking pulled their fingernails out. I tell you, to get to the truth.
I don't know much about things, but I just go on my opinions, and like, you can't judge everything. You've got to look at. There's always another reason.
I
There's
just
always
think Barrymore and his friends were dirty scumbags.
yeah.
Exactly. So I totally agree with Jim. Okay. I
beating up. They want fucking setting about.
Yeah, they do.
Savile got away with what he did for 50 years, bro, because no one would speak up. Michael Barrymore got caught, right, but it was legal ages and everything. I've got no, and everyone's got their own opinions.
But Savile was clever enough not to leave anybody's line about.
Oh, he did. He just threatened them, man. He just, his thing was he was doing it with government officials when he saw he was a protected man.
Savile's a G. Savile was a gangster. He fucking had a. He was a really powerful figure, to be fair.
I know, and he run. I don't know. He had a lot of control. It's weird, mate, this conversation, because there's no right answer, wrong answer. We don't know the truth. Do you know what I mean? It's our opinions, and there's no point in that falling out over it, innit? And I've been getting it.
I'm not saying fall out, but a fella's died and he's been sexually abused with fucking thermometers and fuck knows what else, and people have got away with it, basically. Haven't they? Nobody was jailed, were they?
Yeah, well, I don't know the full case of it, me, man, but the way I'm looking at, everyone does these sex games, mate, right? Now, you've got to prove whether he wanted to do the sex game or if he didn't want to do it. And that's something
sorry, that's completely irrelevant. That's like saying, like some bloke met a girlfriend and she agreed to suck him off, and then she said no, and then he fucking raped her. It's like that's just completely missed the point.
Right, man. I don't know that's wrong what you said there, bro.
It is.
How is it? Right, end of the day, man, I can see you getting really upset over this, man. And I don't mean.
Yeah, I am, because I fucking hate scumbags. Okay.
You're all opinionated, mate. But the thing
all I know about this is I'm not going to a fucking pool party with Ian.
Exactly.
I'll take my pills and go elsewhere, mate, on my own. I'm all right. But no, end of the day, we never know. But all the same, mate, it's not just him. How many other people's getting away with stuff like that and are doing worse things?
I think what we have discovered this evening is that I may look like a fucking libtard tranny, but it's Ian is the more liberal one amongst us, and I, despite my attire this evening, am the right-wing fucking hang 'em, flog 'em, kill the fucking criminals.
I believe that everyone has got evil within them, mate. I believe that everyone has got a sexual desire, right? So you put them two together, right? A lot of people have them as fantasies. Have you seen how many fantasies are out there?
Exactly, yeah. But you don't have to act on them, though, do you? You don't have to act on them, you know.
Well,
I've never thought, though, with a bird, I'd like to stick a jagged thermometer up a twat.
But what about that last on Big Brother who put a fucking wine bottle up a pussy on TV? People do these things just because you wouldn't physically do it and I wouldn't physically do it. It don't mean that the next man wouldn't do it and the next woman wouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? We're not all the same in that way. We've all got our own cruel intentions. I don't know if that's the right phrase. We're all fucked, right? But people are just on different levels, I believe. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I'm in favour in this conversation, but end of the day, unless you were there, do you know what I mean? It's his opinion. Do you know what I mean? It's what you believe, and you obviously don't believe Michael Barrymore because I get it why. Because when it happened, there was a big thing about his sexuality, and he'd just come out as being gay and everything, and all that had fucked him up as well, wasn't it?
So you missed the point, Ian. I'm not accusing. So I haven't accused, or no one's actually accused. No one actually believes it actually was Michael Barrymore, other than it was his place. It's pretty much odds on that it was his his boyfriend cum manager who was like the proper guilty party. Many people have said this, and he hasn't sued any of them, so it's fine to say this stuff. So no one's saying it was actually him, and no one actually cares about his sexuality, but he bears responsibility, and all of those friends, you know, they know amongst themselves who did it. And, you know, it's a failure on their part. It's also a failure on the part of the police, the prosecution, not to get it out of them.
All his who paid all his friends on the interview what said they were grieving? Because at the end of the day, they got paid. Most rumours will go around throughout history and everything. Someone's been paid to say a story. That story gets written down. It's written down, and then in future, but it's truth because it's written down. That's why, do you know what I mean? There's always something behind something, man. There's always, we all know what media's like.
I think we should change the subject now.
Yeah, I think so. Let's just agree to differ.
I mean, well, look, there's so many differences. Everyone's going to agree to differ on many things, man. People have always got different opinions, but when you don't know the facts, that's all it is.
You should just draw that line, Ian.
Yeah. Done it.
Yeah. So Martin, I'm sorry you're feeling a bit depressed tonight.
I'm not feeling depressed, okay? I'm far from it. So if I was feeling depressed, I wouldn't be asked to argue my point of view, would I? You know, I've got strong opinions and I've stated them. So if I was depressed, I probably couldn't be asked to, I wouldn't be on here for it,
Right, good.
Sometimes it's just a conversation, you know what I mean? That's all it is, man. And people have...
Well, you know what? I think we've hit 2 hours now, and I've only got about 4 hours left of free StreamYard time, so I'm going to have to box clever. So I hate to end the live stream on the people being bummed to death in swimming pools and Martin's anger. And but I like that image. You like swimming Squid Games, Martin.
Yeah, my dogs need going out as well, man.
Thank you everybody for interacting tonight. Subscribe if you want to. Subscribe to Ian's channel, but don't go to a swimming pool party with him.
I don't swim, mate. I just watch. You know, like Michael Barrymore did.
That's Ian's link, basically.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Sure.
God bless Martin.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
good
night, Martin. Good night. Bye. Thank you everybody for stopping by. It's been good. Something like the old days, whatnot. Don't I look fat and a close up? I look quite thin when it's a smaller screen. Anyway, good night, everybody. God bless. Subscribe and like if you want. If you want to send us a donation, I won't fucking turn that down. But thank you very much anyway. Good night. God bless everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll do something for New Year's Eve. Come and join me. Why not? Oh, I've not pressed the button. Sorry.